Hey Reddit, I've got a tale that's equal parts comeback kid and sweet, sweet payback. Picture this as your Monday motivation. Fired from Meta for optimization. How one designer got revenge on Zuckerberg with his own virtual empire. Alright, let's dive in. I'm narrating this like I'm chatting over coffee, because honestly, this story still gets my blood pumping every time I think about it. My name's Alex. Well, pseudonym for now, because NDAs are a thing, and back in early 2025, I was living the dream. Or so I thought. I was a senior VR designer at Meta, deep in the trenches of Horizon Worlds. You know, that Metaverse platform where you can hang out in virtual spaces, attend concerts, or just chill with avatars. It was groundbreaking stuff. I'd been there for 5 years, pouring my soul into creating immersive environments that made people forget they were wearing a headset. But then, bam, the layoffs hit. It was February 2025, and Meta announced they were slashing about 5% of the workforce, which translated to around 3,600 jobs gone. Mark Zuckerberg called it an intense year, focusing on performance-based cuts to streamline operations. I remember the email landing in my inbox like a gut punch. Optimization, they called it. Yeah, right. I was a top performer. I'd led teams on features that boosted user engagement by 20% the previous quarter. But nope, I was out, along with thousands of others. It wasn't just me, the whole tech industry was bleeding jobs that year. Microsoft, Google, IBM. Everyone was restructuring. Walking out of that office for the last time, severance in hand, I felt this burning resentment. How could a company worth billions treat its people like disposable code? I stewed for weeks. Sleepless nights scrolling through LinkedIn, seeing my old colleagues post about their new chapters, while I wondered if I'd ever design again. But here's where the motivation kicks in, folks. That fire in my belly. It wasn't just anger, it was fuel. I decided right then, if Meta didn't want me, I'd build something better. Something they couldn't touch. Cliffhanger alert. What if I told you that decision led to me poaching their users and going viral with their dirty secrets? Stick around. First things first, I needed a plan. The Metaverse was hot in 2025, trends were exploding. VR headsets were cheaper than ever, with devices like the Quest 3S making mixed reality accessible to the masses for the first time. People weren't just gaming, they were living in these spaces. AR and VR tech was getting more immersive, user-friendly, with better monetization models in games and social platforms. But the big players like Meta? They were still pushing centralized control, where your data was their goldmine. Remember all those privacy scandals? Yeah, more on that later. I cashed in my severance and started freelancing to pay the bills, but my real hustle was building a team. I hit up old contacts, laid off devs from Meta, indie artists frustrated with big tech, and Web3 enthusiasts who'd been preaching decentralization for years. We were a ragtag crew. Me on design, a blockchain whiz from Estonia, a UI expert from Austin, and a marketer who'd escaped Google's cuts. We worked remotely, grinding in Discord calls at all hours. Our big idea? A decentralized metaverse on Web3 tech. No single company owning everything. Users control their data, own their assets via NFTs, and privacy is baked in from day one. We called it Echo-verse. Think Horizon Worlds, but freer. No creepy data tracking. Everything ran on blockchain for transparency. You could create worlds, host events, even earn real crypto from user-generated content. We launched a beta in May 2025, right as the metaverse hype was shifting from overblown promises to practical, everyday use. Startups were diving in, realizing the metaverse wasn't dead, it was evolving into niche, industry-driven spaces. AR, VR was integral now, blending with real life for work, education, and fun. The takeoff? Explosive. We marketed smart, free entry for creators, low fees on NFT sales. Privacy was our killer feature. While Meta was dealing with yet another data breach scandal, the usual leaks of user habits and ad targeting gone wrong, we shouted from the rooftops, "Your world, your rules. No Big Brother watching." Users flocked. By July, we had 100,000 active users, many jumping ship from Horizon. I'd hop into Echoverse nightly, seeing virtual concerts with real artists minting exclusive NFTs or business meetings in custom offices where deals were signed on-chain. But here's the revenge part, and oh, it felt good. I started building my personal brand. Became an influencer in the space, posting tutorials on YouTube and TikTok about VR design and Web3 ethics. From Fired to Empire Builder, I called my series. Earnings rolled in. NFT drops of my custom avatars sold out, pulling in 6 figures. Content sponsorships from VR hardware companies? Check. I was living proof that getting laid off could be a blessing. Then, the big swing. I'd kept tabs on Meta's internals, not hacking, mind you, just public leaks and ex-employee forums. In August 2025, I dropped a viral video, "The Dark Side of the Metaverse. What Meta Doesn't Want You to Know." I exposed patterns in their data practices, nothing slanderous, just facts from public reports and whistleblowers. Like how their algorithms prioritized addictive engagement over user well-being, or the ongoing privacy issues that had regulators sniffing around. I tied it to the layoffs, showing how optimization often hit teams working on ethical AI. No lies, just truth bombs. The video hit 10 million views in a week. Comments exploded. This is why I switched to decentralized platforms. Meta's stock dipped 2% that day, small, but satisfying. Cliffhanger. Would Meta fight back? They tried subtle shade in press releases, touting their secure ecosystem. But users voted with their feet. By fall, Echoverse hit 1 million users. We stole market share because trends favored us. The metaverse was becoming the stage for immersive experiences, with AR, VR blending realities seamlessly. People wanted ownership, not rental. NFTs were trending hard in 2025-2026, especially in gaming and virtual real estate. Our platform let creators monetize without middlemen taking 30% cuts. Fast forward to October 2025. I'm at the Web Summit conference in Lisbon, the big one where tech titans mingle. I'm not in the audience anymore, I'm on stage, keynoting about the future of decentralized worlds. The crowd's buzzing. Zuckerberg's there too, in a panel across the hall. I spot him from afar, no eye contact, but I know he knows. My talk? Standing ovation. Afterward, investors swarm me. Echoverse just closed a seed round at a $50 million valuation. I'm freer than ever. No corporate overlords, just me, my team, and a community building the future. Looking back, that layoff was the best thing that happened. It forced me to bet on myself. Resentment turned to resilience. If you're reading this and you've been through the ringer, laid off, undervalued, know this: your revenge doesn't have to be petty. Build something bigger. Turn that pain into power.